Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We will make sure we stay well within time, and I'm grateful for everyone that has joined us on time on today's webinar. Essentially, today we're talking about deception technology, and then we'll touch on our Honeypot as a service. So let's dive straight into it. In terms of the agenda today, busy with the welcome now. So welcome. Essentially, there's no fire alarm scheduled for today. So if you do hear one, it's in your office or at your house. So I would suggest you go outside. We're then going to dive into a bit of background around J2 as a managed security service provider, by the numbers, some of the scope of the cyber problem we're on. Then we're going to dive into deception technology and the honeypot as a concept. So if we go straight into the numbers, J2 as a business is been around since 2006. We're an award-winning cybersecurity focused managed services provider. We provide enterprise level security services for businesses of all sizes 24 hours a day. Our team helps secure 700 customers, in excess of 700 customers on 5 continents, which amounts to approximately 70,000 endpoints. This has been a phenomenal journey, and our team work very hard to provide the world's best level of support, no matter what solution that it is that we're delivering. When we look at the problem, the start of this is, if we were to look at the reported proceeds of cybercrime, if those proceeds were their own country, effectively, this would have the third highest GDP on the planet behind the US and China. That is a frightening statistic. And anyone who then tells you, well, we're not at risk, cybersecurity is not a problem for us. Let's dive into some of the items. The National Cybersecurity Center tells us that ransomware attacks happen every 11 seconds. We've already touched on the fact that losses are going to exceed $10 trillion. Now, depending on the research that you listen to, it's either between 85 or 92 odd % of successful cyber attacks start in email, and which leads to user compromise, and effectively that goes on from there. And around 43 to 60%, depending again on the research paper that you're looking at, of global cyber attacks are targeted at businesses that are less than 250 employees. That in itself is kind of frightening statistics. There's definitely a growing scourge of cyber attacks. This has been enabled by AI-driven phishing attacks, attacker in the middle infrastructure, all done at scale using AI. Gone are the days of poorly put together phishing emails, or the old prince of some country we've never heard of who wants to give us billions of dollars. I figured if we look at that, if we look at the statistic based on businesses less than 250 staff, everybody thinks that cybersecurity is just only against the big organizations. If we look at that statistic, my basic mathematics tells me that still places the risk against these businesses as the third biggest GDP in the world. We see an average downtime of 22 days and full recovery taking as much as 7.5 months. Now, if you think within your own businesses, what would happen in your organization without visibility if you were unable to trade for 22 days? What if it was 10 days? What kind of difference would this make within your organization? Would you survive that kind of hit? What we noticed, research tells us, and this varies again, but around 200 days is the average time for people to even detect a breach has taken place. That is a frightening statistic. And 75 days to respond to it. The time involved is where the damage is done. And this is where our team works so hard every day with our 700 plus customers to make sure we reduce that time to defend. So the big question usually is, how do the attackers do this? How are they so successful? What do they do? And in essence, all they do to our people is ask.
We're talking about cybersecurity today and how safe people's passwords are. What is one of your online passwords currently?
It is my dog's name and the year I graduated from high school.
Oh, what kind of dog do you have?
I have a Chihuahua Papillon.
And what's its name?
Jameson.
Jameson. And where'd you go to school?
I went to school back in Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
What school?
Hempfield Area Senior High School.
Oh, when did you graduate?
In 2009.
Oh, great.
It's like my cat's name and then just like a random number.
Okay. Has you had this cat for a while?
Yeah, she's my childhood pet.
Aw. And what's her name?
Her name is Jolie.
Jolie. Mm-hmm. So like a password of yours would be Jolie and then a number.
Yeah.
Like number 1?
Like my birthday.
Oh, when is your birthday?
June 12th.
Oh, nice. And what year were you born?
95.
Oh, great. Mm-hmm. So Jolie, 6, 12, 95.
Yes.
Got it.
Of course, nobody on this webinar uses passwords that are related to their own families, the football team they support, the year of their birth, or the birth of their children, right? Once these attackers have this, they don't need to hack us. All they do is log in. This is where we start talking about the need for deception technology. Now, what is deception technology? Effectively, this is a trap. It's a decoy. It's a place where we go to get attackers to work where they shouldn't. It's phishing in the digital world. So we lay the bait and we wait for the cyber criminals to take a bite. Our primary goal here in deploying a honeypot within your business would be to discover threats that are already living off the land. And they're using legitimate means to find sensitive data within your organization. This gives us the ability to get additional alert metrics, and we then discover new ways of finding threat actors and how they're working. It allows us to compensate controls against attackers who are disabling conventional endpoint protection and just being in the network undetected. Our goals here is to bring the value by providing early threat detection. Effectively, it's CCTV that tells you when the attackers are at the door, not when they're already inside the house. So the honeypots are designed to be attractive because any interaction with them is inherently suspicious. So this way we provide early warnings, potential intrusion detection, and any unauthorized activity. It allows your security teams, or our team working with you, to respond quicker. We're able to reduce false positives because legitimate users and usage within the network would not need to touch any of the honeypot infrastructure. So any alerts generated are highly reliable. It reduces the burden of sifting through false positives and other additional data. We get to divert attackers, right? We protect real information. So getting the attackers to fiddle and play and with fake systems where they believe they're in production systems saves your actual information. This gives us time to investigate and respond more effectively, reducing that 200 days and 75 days to respond to virtually immediately be able to isolate the attacker, learn their activities, and then eradicating them from your network. It also is an effective way to get a layered security defense that's affordable. So if you're in the position where you have limited resources, specifically in times of high cost of living and budgetary constraints, being able to get this visibility at a more affordable price by still securing your organization absolutely brings massive value. This layer also allows us to stop and detect even the most sophisticated users who have stolen credentials, tricked us into converting them and getting them in. We're able to gather threat intelligence. So ultimately, we can get very detailed information about the attackers' tactics and their techniques and what procedures they're using to overcome existing systems. What are the standard systems already in play, whether it's in your 365 environment, there's some kind of automation, tools that you already have, how are they using it? And we're able to use this for threat hunting. And because of the simplified monitoring capability, we can easily detect malicious activity, and it helps prevent lateral movement within the organization. A key element for me is that understanding whether it's an external or an internal threat actor. Insider threat is a growing worry around the world. Complex times, difficult times, times of massive complexity bring about greater insider risk. When you're able to identify insider threats, because those users should not be touching the infrastructure where the honeypot is set up, that gives us even more visibility and capability within our organizations by triggering alerts. The reality is that the honeypot is there to look exactly like a legitimate system. Our team will configure it to look like a data store, highly sensitive password information, financial information, operating systems, servers, web servers, databases. And this way, this decoy adds all the value, protecting your information, helping compliance reporting, adding another layer to your security platform that reduces your overall business risk. And we have different variants within there. You can either do it as an entry level type scenario where we would deploy the honeypots into your environment, set them up and configure them in a way that it would look like items that would be in your environment and wait for the alerts. Or we can get more advanced. And the beauty of using the more advanced route is we do a full assessment with you. That way we get a full view of what the actual network looks like, lay out a real digital battlefield for the attackers, and know exactly where to place the honeypots within there. So this will determine whether we put it into Active Directory, Azure, if we create social media honeypots. And that gives us real value by being able to mimic users that potentially don't exist, give them social media profiles on LinkedIn, etc., set up email items. And that way, when people are interacting with these fake personas, along with the honeypots, we know who and how you're being targeted. The reality is we cannot secure our organization in isolation. The honeypot or deception technology forms as an integral part of our proven 5-pronged cyber resilience framework. This has been put together over the last number of years. We've been providing our services to all of our customers to address controls that are actionable against the 5 key areas of digital business risk. So using the services of our cybersecurity center team, we call it the CSC, not a SOC, because we don't do things the way they've always been done. We give you access to a team of experts that would just not be economical to deploy yourself. This way you can help ensure compliance with regulations, maintain visibility of your attack surface, and continually improve your security posture. We work off a continuous improvement methodology. The world changes, attackers evolve, and when things change, so should the way we defend against them. We're also yet to continually share information with our teams and those in our environment. We do heaps of disclosures and transfer knowledge to our customers' teams. We have a range of options for you. Using our framework, we're able to adapt these to give you a very specific, tailored service solution that fits your current requirement and lays the foundation for us to provide far more far more services in the future as your requirements change. Remember that cybersecurity is not about technology. It's absolutely not. It enables it. We enable cybersecurity options by levels of tech, but simply deploying a piece of tech for the sake of tech is not going to help you. We are not here to look for what's the new bright blinking light and, oh, look, that one flashes red instead of yellow. Ultimately, we're here to address your digital business risk and protect your digital assets. In the modern world, every business is a digital business. Whether you sell paper clips or you run a financial services organization, everything is done electronically, and getting a view of that attack surface is so critical in keeping yourself secure. Some of the key aspects that we always talk about is we know when it comes to digital risk, you cannot protect what you cannot see. So we believe building resilience will give you visibility. And visibility is absolutely key because if you don't know you're being attacked or you don't know the attacker is ready in the environment, there's no flags, you're never going to know. And visibility then gives us the capability to respond. We ultimately are of the premise that most people don't care about cybersecurity until some cyber attacker forces them to care. We don't want you to be a statistic. We're proactive, delivering deception technology to keep attackers at bay, learn how they're going to attack our business, and prevent them from causing real damage. We're absolutely open to any questions. And besides all of that, we have a wealth of experience within our team, whether it's technology or security specialists. We want to share this with you. We want to give you access into this. A big element of what we do is being able to share our knowledge, share our experience, share our protections, so that you have the capability to just do your work. We want you and your users to be able to get your jobs done, do the things that you need to do for your customers safely, no matter where they work from, whether it's at home, in a coffee shop, or wherever else it happens to be. Ultimately, we're here as an extension of your security capability, and we want to talk. So let's talk about building resilience within your organization. And let's dive into this. Okay, so ultimately we will be sharing costings within this with people, with anyone that's joined at the end of after this webinar. Your account manager that will be in touch with you. We will deliver this to you. Everyone that has attended today will also get a 10% discount just for showing up. So without being too infomercial-ish, yeah, that's not all. Effectively, as part of this webinar, you get 10% off the ongoing services costs, and we will do the initial setup at no charge. This is because we absolutely believe we need to share this knowledge. We need to share this information with everyone, and we can only do it together. Okay, so we have another question about any technical capability required when deploying the Honeypot. Effectively, the most difficult thing you're going to have to do within your organization is plug it in. Upon delivery, it will be already configured. Within the Honeypot will have a tool to be able to report centrally, getting back to the dashboard, giving you the visibility of any attacks that have gone there. So there's absolutely no need for you to be heavily technically enabled. Our team are here to do that for you. All you need to do is be able to plug in a network cable and give it a little bit of power. Great question. So thank you. Month to month or annual commitment for the service. It is a monthly service-based fee on a 12-month term. So essentially it's a 12-month program, which gives you the ability then at the end of the 12 months continue on a month-to-month basis, or you simply can simply give it back. What we do find is essentially once you start getting the visibility, it is such a valuable piece of technology. We have placed this into a physical device now. We've been providing Honeypot services to our managed security services customers for a number of years, and this is where this has been refined. So the ability to detect has been grown from real in-life use at several organizations across different environments. We have people who want to get a view on their OT networks, where it's much harder to detect anything going on around there. We have some that have remote branch operations and they don't want to deploy full-blown SOC and SIEM services. Then at least this way they get a view of those particular areas. Again, it comes down to how we specifically tailor an option that works best for you. Yeah, perfect. Thanks. I'm loving the questions. We have another one here. It says, for people with multiple sites, would they require additional units? Yes. Essentially, we would deploy in different units because they can be tailored to look like they're part of that site. It really depends on with what that is. We would recommend that. There is a base service fee, and any additional honeypots added over and above that is substantially more cost effective. We don't say cheaper because it's not cheap. It's more cost effective, but just as valuable. So what we've done in certain instances, we'll have a honeypot at a head office of an organization, and then one or two in each of their remote sites. So thank you very much for that question. Make sure we've got all of the questions answered here. Have done pricing, technical, month-to-month, and multiple sites. Besides the rest, I love the fact that the final units have arrived in red and in black, which is well in line with the academy. So we'll even give you an option of the color that is deployed within your entity. Please, if there's any other final questions before we give you some of your day back, please drop them in the Q&A. Excellent. We've managed to keep this under 30 minutes, which was actually the target. It was actually the goal. Our team will be in touch with you. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you for joining us. And we look forward to welcoming you in one of our future webinars. Where we'll be going from here is we're going to be addressing specific requirements around AI and email security. Again, because it's a highly requested topic. Insider threat, insider risk, human risk management, and various other topics over the coming weeks and months. If there's anything you think of that you'd like to have more discussions about, please get in touch with me and let's talk.